So why is now the time to expand in a post-pandemic era in the real estate industry? Whether you're looking at single family or multifamily, there are areas that are currently expanding and seeing a lot of growth based on data and numbers that we're seeing in the real estate market. The question is how do you know that this growth and this expansion is right for you? One of the first amounts of data that I have been watching is the people that are migrating into the Sun Belt area. So not all states in the southern region are expanding, but there are many that are. So what you want to do is you want to plan ahead when you're looking at buying real estate, whether it's single family or multifamily. There's certain things that you always want to do when you're trying to expand into an area that you're not familiar with, and we're going to go over those right now. So one of the first things I recommend when you're thinking of purchasing a property in another city or state is, first of all, understand, is it a landlord-friendly state or is it a tenant-friendly state? That could be a big decision as to how you make your money in your real estate property. So I'm a big believer in making sure I understand what type of protection laws the tenants have and what type of protection laws the landlords have whenever I'm going into a new area. Next thing I want to know is, what are the growing trends? Is the city growing or is it shrinking? Meaning, are people migrating to this area or are they moving out of the area? Now, I would not recommend looking at the last year. I would say look at the 5 or 10-year history and see what that trend is doing. Next thing I would look at is, what are the economic drivers of that city? I don't necessarily want to purchase properties in a city that only has one economic driver, meaning if it's just tourism, just military, just one type of business. Because if that one driver stops, so does the value of your property. So I believe in having 2 minimum. I like to see 3 economic drivers in a city to make sure that I know that when I'm buying something, there are multiple ways that people can get jobs there. The next thing I want to do that is so important is I start building the team in that area. I start asking myself, who do I need to have on my team in this area? Could be a property management company. It could be a realtor, could be a title company, could be an attorney, could be an accountant. I don't know who you need on your team, but that's what I would look at as to understanding, who do I need there? And then once I have my team assembled and I've talked to them and they know what my vision is, what my goals are, how I'm looking to buy properties, what my strategy is, then I start looking at the data. And I always make sure I not only verify the data, but I cross-reference the data with all the members of the team. Just because one person says it's this, I want to make sure everyone agrees with that number and that data. An agent may say property rents for $2,000 a month. Property management company says, no, we rent 50 in that area and it only rents for $1,500 a month. You want to make sure that the numbers and the data correlate, because once you own the property, it's no longer their problem. It's now your problem. The next thing you want to do is wait. Patience is something that is hard for a lot of us entrepreneurs and real estate investors to do. Once you have the team and you have everything, a lot of times we're really ready to jump in. Sometimes we jump the gun prematurely, buy a property, get into a deal before it's time. Always make sure that if you set the numbers and you set your parameters, wait for the right deal. There's nothing worse than jumping the gun, getting a bad deal, and then the perfect deal walks right past you after you're tied up in a bad situation. So understand, waiting sometimes can be some of the best things that you do. Now, the next thing you have to do is, once you actually get the deal, execute on it. Do not wait. Do not take time to verify numbers at that point. Once you know everything is correct and you've already verified the numbers, you've dotted your I's and crossed the T's, this is now the time to execute. But be very diligent in everything that you do, right? I'm a big believer in trust, but verify. You have a team, they're there to help you, but it's your job. You are the CEO of their business, and it's your responsibility to always make sure that these numbers are doing what you say they're doing, and it's not what you want them to see. That's when your team comes in. So again, when you're executing, be very diligent and always cross-reference all the information and trust but verify. So again, in a post-pandemic era, it can be a great time to purchase properties. There's gonna be more multimillionaires created when the post-pandemic happens than prior. The key, if you want to be one of those millionaires, is to understand that you've got rules, you have policies, you have procedures, and you have a team. Make sure you use those all together in unison to get you what you want so that you can have the lifestyle, the freedom of owning the real estate and not making a mistake and wishing that you bought another property, that you didn't buy a property, or worse, that you didn't do anything and you watched other people do it. So I'm Steve Rozenberg. I hope this helps, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Please make sure that you like and subscribe to this channel. And if this is relatable to you, leave me a comment. I'd like to hear from you.